Two thin dielectric slabs of dielectric constant K1 and K2 are inserted between the plates of a parallel plate capacitor as shown in the figure. The variation of the electric field E between the plates with distance d as measured from plate P is correctly shown by. There are four graphs given as our options. We know our electric field formula is E is equal to sigma by K epsilon 0 in case of parallel plate capacitors. So here K is the dielectric constant. So if medium is air, we have K equal to 1. So it will be E is equal to sigma by epsilon 0. But if medium is K1 with dielectric constant K1, we'll have E is equal to sigma by K1 epsilon 0 E1. Now E2 would be in medium with dielectric constant K2 sigma by K2 epsilon 0. Since we already know that E is equal to sigma epsilon 0 and we have sigma by epsilon 0 over here, we can substitute for sigma by epsilon 0 with E. Now we are given the relation between K1 and K2 is K1 less than K2, and since we have an inverse relationship over here, we can write if K1 is less than K2, which means E1 is greater than E2, because we have an inverse relationship from the formula obtained. Now in this relation we can also add E, and since there is no dielectric constant which we divided by, we can write E is the greatest of them all. So with this information we can plot the graph, or we can check the options. So here we'll have the graph in which E in the y-axis side, D in the x-axis side. Starting we have E because there is no dielectric medium, then it passes through K1, so we'll have E1 over here, then again E, then it passes through K2. We are checking which medium is the electric field passing through, and we know since E2 is less than E1, we write it more bottom, then it passes through E again and it is finished. Passing through E means it passes through air, there is no medium, so the electric field E, it is the electric field E, will pass through air, and there will be E over here, and then K1 and then K2, which is E1 and E2 respectively. From this graph we can understand that it is our option C. So this is a similar question. Here also we have plates of capacitor, and in between the medium was air, but we insert a slab which has another dielectric constant.